You're not going to want to miss this video. There's some dead zones, certain rounds in drafts, certain ADPs, certain ranges of guys where you can't afford to be stuck and have to draft a certain position. We're going to talk about what rounds they are, what range of ADPs they are, what positions they are. Just dude, trust. If you are stuck taking a wide receiver in this range and a running back in the later range we're going to talk about, chalk it up because you're getting the dustiest name of all time. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's start talking about the dead zones to avoid in your drafts this year to win your league. The first dead zone is on the screen. Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Matthew Golden, Jordan Addison, Khalil Shakir. I hope you get a receiver before this range. Now, the first ADP of Cooper Kupp, the ADP of Kupp is currently 76. So we're looking at round 7, end of round 6. Maybe, round 6. Yeah, beginning of round 6. I don't know, man. We're looking at an ADP of 76 is where these receivers are not looking good. They're looking dusty. You got Kupp, you got Diggs, two old veterans. Now, I actually think Diggs has a bit of a higher ceiling, probably the highest ceiling out of most of the guys in this group. I like Jordan Addison as well. The only reason he's in this range, and I consider him dusty, is the suspension news, but I think Jordan Addison's a good player. So Diggs and Addison actually have decent ranges of outcomes. I just can't get too excited about any of them. Now, Diggs, if he is healthy, if he's decent, and he can stay healthy all year, he could actually be someone that can win a league in this range. But looking at the other guys, Khalil Shakir, he's a kind of a gadget player. He's not going to get the touchdowns. High volume, short routes, right? So Khalil Shakir, 12.2 PPR points per game in 2024. Not great. You got Golden, who the Packers offense just can't support the deep range of targets they have. They have Jaden Reed, they have Tucker Kraft, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Doubs. So many guys. But look at the receivers that come up before this. You have Rome Odunze at 64, who I think he's actually overrated, but you have him there. You got Ted McMillan at 65. You got Travis Hunter 66. You miss on those guys, it's okay. You got Chris Godwin, you got Jacoby Myers. Those guys are some pretty solid upside names as well. You got Chris Olave right before Cooper Kupp, and then it's this dusty range of wide receivers. So this range of wide receivers spans all the way to Khalil Shakir, and Khalil Shakir, so from 76 all the way down, start scrolling, all the way down to 96. So that's a span of 2 rounds where these wide receivers just aren't good. And you can even expand this further. So we get to 76, we get all the way down to 96. Take a look at who's going around Khalil Shakir as well. So it doesn't get much better. You have Jawan Jennings at 97, where sure, maybe, do you know how to spell Jawan is the question, right? Jawan Jennings, high upside. In any given week, Jawan Jennings can drop 15 to 40 points, but he also can drop 3. And we'd have no idea. We know the 49ers are projected to be a high-scoring offense. Maybe it goes through Jawan Jennings. Maybe Ayuk's out. Maybe Ayuk's traded. Maybe Pearsall sucks. That's for sure. But Jawan Jennings has been in the league for quite some time. And it's like years to wow us. We're not wow. Now, he wants a contract extension. That'll be interesting to see if he gets paid. So Jawan Jennings could actually be some decent upside here as well. I'm not a huge fan of him. Looking at the other receivers, right after Jawan Jennings, you have Deebo Samuel. Deebo, stomach, a little bit big, right? He's a little chunky, moving a little slow. Deebo Samuel is not a super exciting name to be getting in this range either. We have seen Deebo Samuel be a league winner in the past. Obviously, in 2024, he averaged 10 points. In 2023, Deebo averaged 16. Can he revert back to that with Jaden Daniels? Maybe Jaden Daniels is better quarterback play. Maybe the Commanders find ways to scheme him in. Sure. Then you have Ricky Pearsall. You have Keon Coleman. Now, obviously, Pearsall has a chance to be solid. He comes off being shot. Still averages 8.5 in his rookie season. Underlying metrics, yards per out run wasn't great. It was actually pretty terrible. You have Keon Coleman, who's completely unrefined. Now, Coleman, I actually don't mind taking in a redraft league because I think Coleman could potentially break out, and Coleman could be somebody, especially in best ball. I think Coleman in the second half of the season, he's kind of boom or bust this year in my eyes. So it's definitely Coleman's year to prove that he deserves to be in the league, but still not somebody super exciting. And then I think it gets better. So actually, I would start with Keon Coleman. So in the range of 76 to 99, I'm going to end this little dead zone at 76 to 99 where you have Pearsall, because I'm going to include at 100 you have Keon Coleman. This is where things pick up. I'd rather wait on the guys we just mentioned, go running backs in those rounds, rookie running back, because you got Travion Henderson, you got Caleb Johnson, you got RJ Harvey, you got some good players in those rounds, Tony Pollard, Isaiah Pacheco, running backs you can take over those dusty wide receivers, and then you wait for wide receiver later. You have Keon Coleman, who I just mentioned. I'm actually high on Keon Coleman to be decent. You have Michael Pittman Jr., Pittman could be the wide receiver 1 on the Colts. 2024, sure, it was a down year. You know what else was down? His vertebrae. He got a broken back, and he still played through it. You got Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed could be the wide receiver 1 over Matthew Golden, yet Matthew Golden went in that dusty dead zone earlier. You got a lot of quarterbacks in this range. You have Darnell Mooney. You have Josh Downs. I'd much rather wait, avoid that wide receiver dead zone, go running back heavy, and then take some of these wide receivers 2 or 3 rounds after. Look at these 5 guys that I have right now. I think I'd rather have every single one of these guys than the ones earlier. I'd probably rather have Diggs and Addison over Jaden Reed, over Darnell Mooney, and probably over the Colts guys too, to be honest. But you're getting 2 or 3 round value, and the upside is still there with a lot of these guys. So I am kind of big on that for sure. There's definitely a tight end dead zone in the middle rounds as well. But do I want to bring it up? I think it's a dead zone. I'm going to say it. I think it's a dead zone of people that are slightly overvalued. And we're going to pull this up. It's not Brock Bowers. It's not Trey McBride. It's not George Kittle. It's not Laporta. They're all fair value. Even TJ Hawkinson, I put in his own tier of his own. But you have Njoku. You have Kelsey. You have Ingram will put in. You have Ferguson. It's not really a dead zone. It's just a lot of tight ends that are kind of overvalued in my eyes. And you're kind of paying a bit of a premium to get them. They're honestly kind of fairly priced. In fact, I know it's a video about dead zones. I guess with tight ends, it's more about the hot zone. Now, what's the hot zone? Tyler Warren, Colston Loveland, Tucker Kraft. This is the hot zone. Even Kyle, we're going to throw Kyle Pitts in. We're going to throw, look at the hot zone. We're going to throw in Dallas. You're going to throw Isaiah Likely. We're running out of room. We're running out of, get Pitts all. Get Pitts all. And there it is. Look at these 5. If you go early tight end, if you go top 4 tight ends, you're fine. Going elite tight end is any of the first 4 ending at Laporta. I think that's solid. But if you go Hawkinson, maybe it's doable as well. But if you go Njoku, Kelsey, Andrews, Ingram, you're paying 3, 4, 5 round value for when there's guys available late. Isaiah Likely, the Ravens say they want him to be a Pro Bowler. Dallas Goedert, when healthy, is an elite tight end. Tucker Kraft. He's very, very efficient. It's just about getting more volume. Look at his yards per out run, 3.19 yards per out run. That's insane. He played all the snaps. He out-dueled Luke Musgrave. See you later, buddy. Then you have Loveland and Warren. I'm bigger on Tyler Warren to have a higher role in his rookie season. And Colston Loveland obviously actually has, surprisingly, higher draft capital. So that is something that's definitely interesting as well. So we found the wide receiver dead zone. We found the tight end hot zone. My bad. I'm just giving you guys the best advice. I can't help it. Looking at if there's any running back dead zones, there is a running back dead zone, and it happens late in the draft, right? So late in the draft, if you miss on Brian Robinson Jr., that's when it happens. At an ADP of 91. So get your running backs. You need 3 of them before ADP of 91. So that's through the first 8 rounds. You got to get 3 running backs, because if you don't, then things dry up. Let's pull it up. We got the actual running back tier list right here. So you could basically have, at the final end of the tier, all the rookie running backs are gone, the good rookie running backs, besides Scatabo. Then you have Javonte Williams, Isaiah Pacheco, Brian Robinson Jr. That ends the tier of good running backs, right, at an ADP of 91. Then you have Jalen Warren. You have Ramondre Stevenson. Are you getting excited? I'm not. I would not want to be starting either of these guys. Again, these guys have ADPs of 100, which actually is still pretty decently invested into for a running back. You have Cam Scatabo. You have J.K. Dobbins. Just guys that you can't really get too excited about. Now, there's Austin Eckler. Now, I would argue that Travis Etienne is somebody that potentially can revert back to his 2023 season. Obviously, 2024 was so bad, but in 2023, Etienne actually did average almost 17 points. So Etienne, I would kind of make an exception for here, but you kind of are banking on a major break in his trend of 2024. It's just dusty. There's nobody good. You got Quinshon Judkins falling because of the suspension news, but if you miss out on that tier of running backs that ends at 91, you're dead zone the entire draft. You're going to be taking sleepers. There's sleepers I can give you for sure. Maybe Trey Benson breaks out. Maybe Rashad White. Rashad White did split 50% of the snaps with Bucky Irving. Maybe Bucky goes down and then Rashad White peaks. Bashal Tuden, I'm not excited about him, to be honest. Marshawn Lloyd's a decent handcuff. You start getting into the realm of handcuffs. Maybe Jordan Mason's relevant at 120. Maybe Jerome Ford, Tajay Spears. It's just not exciting. Whereas the realm of starting running backs, starting guys that are going to need a lot of volume, projectable volume, ends at 91. Those are the 3 dead zones, 2 dead zones, 1 hot zone, to be honest. Especially on Scrap One. Let me know who you guys taking. What are you avoiding? Any hot zones I missed? We didn't even talk about quarterback. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that down below. Peace.